It's such a great pleasure and inspiration to be here at PopTech because every day I see the ideas collide, all the energy and molecule of innovations in the air, and also see so many new opportunities emerging, collaborations, creations, and communication. And then we are witnessing that the new disciplines are transcending. That's really great, and thank you for all the people who came here, gave a talk, and the organizers, and also John, to allow me to share these opportunities. So, my department called Media, Art, and Science, always I really enjoy at the edge or boundaries or borders of different worlds. In this case, art and science. But because the stage is set for music, let me start between the boundary between music and also technologies. One of my students, PhD candidate Xiao Xiao, made a piece called Mirror Fugue, and we performed in many areas. Because music is not a sound, not a vibration of air to stimulate your ears, but all the process of emotional expression in which bodies, breathing, everything is so important, but it's missing in iPod, for example. You can feel all her breathing and the emotional expressions because it's embodied experience. It's totally different from a headset. Also, you can live in this piano. Imagine concert pianist, your grandma can live in piano. Then your grandchildren can also play together with grandma beyond the limitation of time. So we really enjoy on the edge, try to break down the barrier between these domain or discipline. So my team was in Milan this April. How many people went to Milano Salones, Milan Design Week? I'm sure I met the Paula. And this is a great experience for us to show one of the new piece to make a collision between art and technology or design and technology. So this is made of the 3 engine called Inform. It's a new shape display to physically embody all the computation. But packaging these 3 engines into the one furniture, which looks like a table. So let me show the video clip. Thank you. So design and technology have very different value systems. Milano Salone is very famous for furniture design, beauty of steel objects, furnitures, and also beauty of surface. But we try to make a collision of the beauty of the machine, motion, engine, to integrate into the furnitures. But actually, it's not the tables. So for me, transdisciplinary is very important driving force. So finding opportunity in conflict between disciplines, breaking down old paradigms to create new archetypes, that's important guiding principles. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? How many people speak German? Aufheben, Hegelian philosophical term is very close to take advantage of the conflicts, but bring it to the next levels. So we execute this Aufheben, but driven by the vision. Vision is for us like a magma or plate tectonics to make mountains rise and form. And of course, technology made a dramatic change and impact. And also, users' needs matter to make a business. But for us, most important thing, vision. And vision is driven by the art and the philosophy, never driven by technology or needs. That's why we care about vision is lifespan. I have my iPhone 4S. It's already 3 years old. But I know nobody wants to keep using same machine, same hardware, 5 years. It's all go around the fields. Obsolescence is embedded in the design. Also, users' needs, value system, culture constantly change. But the vision, true vision, like a Barnaba Bush mimics, or Doug Engelbart collective intelligence, never fade away. It's live much longer than our lifespan. So these are my visions, my battles against pixel empires, GUI, graphical user interface, in the past 20 years. From day one, I landed at MIT 1995. I decided to make battles against the mainstream, that's pixel. Still today, TV, smartphone, tablet, everything is pixel. Pixel is the main materials to represent idea, but it's ephemeral, intangible. You can't really do anything unless you have remote controls, mouse, keyboard, even touch screen, remote, decouples. Your body is not in equations. That sucks. So I love scientific historic instruments. I go many museums in Paris, London, Tokyo. That's amazing representation of knowledge, human knowledge about solar system, for example. This is Orari. There's no ambiguity about why four seasons exist, why eclipse, lunar eclipse exists. Because of the interface, this Orari is beautiful as an artifact, but there's a very important interface which connects your bodies and this instrument, these handles. This become an interface to your body. When you spin all the planets around the sun, there's no ambiguity. Your muscles, your nervous systems is part of the engine, causality chain. That engagement, clarity, is missing current computation. So that's a starting point. We decided to bring digital to the physical world called tangible bits. This is the first vision we created in 1995 with hardworking students like Brick Armor. So embody digital information with materials so that you can directly manipulate using hand. It's very simple ideas, but it's very difficult to communicate. We wrote papers, and people like Mark Weiser, who really encouraged me to pursue, but it's very difficult to communicate because it's very abstract. So later we start design variety of the instances to convey this vision. Let me show the first instance, music bottles. Very simple metaphor. Human beings use bottles for thousands of years, putting a precious liquor or liquid. And it's like a genie bottles or perfume bottles opening. So we can really leverage using our understanding of everyday physical object. Then you can access any kind of information, including music. So this is not about the functionality, but also emotional pleasures. Also, we lost many bottles, fell under the ground, on the floors. You can't reboot. You can't reboot. It's not a game. It's one of those things. We went to glass blowing studio. That preciousness is like our life. But this project, very personal project. I had a dream to give a present, gift to my mom on her birthday. That weather bottles, which contains the weather forecast of Sapporo City. It's my hometown. So when she wakes up, she knows today's a fine day. She never touched any machine, computers, or smartphone, tablet, but she cooked for me, opening soy sauce bottle. Every time she opened the bottles, she felt the smell of the soy sauce. That's a word we love, and she loved. But she passed away in 1998, so this became a tribute to her life. And also, Mark Weiser, he's a father of ubiquitous computing, is our mentor. He really encouraged us to push envelope. Also, he passed away next year. So I wrote papers, bottles, transparent interface as a tribute to Mark Weiser. So I owe a lot of the great pioneers who shaped the landscape of today. So let me introduce a few examples of tangible bits. John Rockefeller, he's my first PhD student, and he did this project called UP. This is urban planning systems, but you remember the iceberg. Tip of the iceberg is not above water. So this frame physical models of the building is the tip of the iceberg. Information now pushed above the surface between digital and the physical. So now you can grab and manipulate these buildings using your hands. Nothing new. But shadow is computational shadow, digital shadow that follows. It's almost 20 years old piece, but still helped us a lot to exemplify the power of the physical embodiment. Because now you can directly touch and manipulate. No ambiguity, I grabbed it, moved it. Same as Lego bricks. And also you can use the 2 hands, and you have a colleagues. You can use 6 hands together, simultaneous, space multiplex. And also you can show the other stuff like a shadow simulation or Navier-Stokes simulation to emulate, for example, wind flow. Also we love clay and the sand. Our ancestor designed many stuff, potteries or landscape using those materials. So this is another example called sandscape using real sand as a materials of form giving, sculpting. But the simultaneously shape, geometry of sand is captured in real time. Then computer augment, annotate based on the water drainage. This shows the vector, how water goes. Also speed can be represented by color, so people can infer erosion, shadows. So there are a lot of the important analysis can be projected onto the sand. So form giving for beauty, right side of the brain, and the analysis using left side of the brain can be done together through these materials. This is the tangible bits. But tangible bits has a serious problems. Clay, sand are all shy, frozen, passive. They can't dance. Pixel is amazing. How many people write a code program? Good. So if you write a code, you have a god or queen or princess, you can make a pixel dance in a computer screen, behind the screens. But atoms shy, frozen, they never dance. Even underlying computation make a dynamic change, it's frozen. That sucks. So I decided to make atoms dance, material dance, to keep a synchrony between underlying dynamic computations and the physical representation in sync. So this is an early prototype, 2011. Daniel Reitzinger did for this master thesis called Relief and Recompose. So now you can have a new materials, also a new way to interact. So rendering is very important, pixels on the computer screen. But now you can render information in the physical world. So physical manifestation and the computation models strictly synced in real time. Imagine mountain Alps in Europe, which used to be under the water, but the mountain building forming can be now simulated, represented as like animation in the physical world. Of course, you can directly use a hand to sculpt, but also you can develop new language, interaction in the mid-air gesture. So inventing new materials for the expression communication, the invention of a new interaction technique is one of the centers of our interest. So Inform, this is one of the latest instance of radical atoms. This also go to the Cooper Hewitt Design Museum from December 12th. So let me roll the videos of telepresence. Transmitting your existence, presence, something very important. So many people work so hard using audiovisual teleconference. People use Skype and the Google Doc. These are great, but still disembodied. Your body is far away. intact. So we want to really transmit not only the body, but any artifact in real time. Now use the basket. You can also read a book for your kids, even if you're on the road. You can grab stuff, turn on the switch. This will never be practical as it is, but now you can see the new potential of the future. It's not clay models, not just a pixel. Now this important moment, intermaterial interaction. These new materials, radical atoms, can also dance with old ancient materials, in this case, lead balls. Oh, this amazing book by Bill Mogridge, Interaction Design. But the important thing is attention. We are so busy, but now you can move, grab the attentions of whoever. So we are very much interested in the affordance. Affordance is a very powerful message from the physical world, inform us what you can do. But having these new materials and dynamic clay, you can really move this to the next levels. You can dynamically change the surface or structure to inform users, guiding about the function or capability. Also, always when dream is a digital physical clay, you can extrude and give a form, then communicate. Not only sharing a pixel, but letting people refer, point, even manipulate from over distance. So you have data in your machine, like a tablet, all the numerical abstract data. But look, please look, now you can send this data to this machine. This is not printing. This is not a 3D printing. Printing is dead, frozen. This is living, computation. Still all the number, bar chart, it keeps satisfying the constraints propagation. All the mathematical equation can dance. You can put a ping pong ball to understand steepness of the curve. It's totally different way to learn or express the idea or information. It took 2 years putting so many 1,000 pins, but we are MIT. We enjoy. It's kind of painful. Also, thank you for all the students. But also, we can really start in some artistic exploration. So let me show the bonus clip. It's artistic exploration, because we love Escher. Sorry, can I go back? Okay. Then one more slide. Oh, sorry, one more. Could you go back? Sorry, okay. Sorry for that. Okay, first video starts. Can you also click second image? So basically, it's a relative movement of the ball and the structures. Can you click the next? Okay, great. That's the opposite one. So don't ask me why. This is art. Nothing to the practicalities. But those inspire me. Oh, this could be a great medium for the expression, artistic expression. That's the reason we decide to extend this idea to transform, bring it to Milano Salone, then to test. Can you really communicate the idea? So let me show the video. So one of the important messages we want to really invent and give a new materials for the expression for the most creative people, artists, designer, and kids. Today, there are only two materials. One is shy, frozen, passive materials, like a plastic, wood, metal, or glass. These are also great, but frozen. Second, dynamic computational materials, but they are pixel, intangible, stuck behind the screen, 2D flat screen, even fake 3D, it's 2D. But this is a new third type of materials which dance computationally, reflecting all the underlying engine. So first you saw the wave, interactive wave, but this is a storytelling mode. The theme is nature and machine. Machine is very jealous about nature, its beauty, aesthetics. So machine started emulating the aesthetics of the wave, developing algorithms under the water. Now you can see emergence of the algorithms, aesthetics. Even you may think about the mathematical equation. So now you see phase shifted multi-layer. This is an expression of the machine. Also, our materials are social. They want to dance. So now, radical atoms, white pins dancing with old, ancient, frozen materials, red balls. Red balls has no consciousness, no computation in it, but still they can dance together. So we use the term shape display, but it's not a display. It's a machine, robots, actuator to make things move and even dance. So last part of the story is the ancient civilizations. There was a king and empire, city, castle near the seashore. They built amazing, beautiful city, castle. But his empire didn't last so long. Nature struck back. And the city, castle, civilizations all sank under the water, like Atlantis. So this is a story my team told in Milano as one of 1,000 stories we can tell. So what kind of story you want to tell if you're an artist, designer, creator? That is a message we want to disseminate with amazing students who work so hard, putting 1,152 pin, soldering, debugging. So thanks to these guys. So trance, this is very important because seemingly in contrasting fields, but when they brought together, like this PopTech, they inform each other through the collision of the idea. Also transform into a new dimension, greater than each alone. And it's also transmute beyond any preconceived expectation. That's the most exciting things to be on the edge and to come here, like PopTech. So mountain forming is something very interesting metaphors because I landed at MIT 20 years ago, 1995. The next year, John Maeda also landed. John started the aesthetics and the computation group. I was middle of developing tangent media group, back to back in the Cambridge, E15, fourth floor in the corners. But I was very naive at the time. The reason I chose to come to MIT is I thought MIT was like a mountain, so high that the top is beyond the cloud, hidden. And there was no path leading to the top. But after that, I learned it's completely wrong. I was so naive. I realized there was no mountain to climb to begin with. To create a mountain from the ground zero, then to be the first to reach to the summit. That's only the reason, only the way you can survive at MIT. I really enjoyed this pressure, it's crazy. So this Alan Kay's very important message. The future is not predict, but to invent. But to predict and invent, most important driving force, magma or plate tectonics, for me is a vision. So we have to really dream up what kind of future you want to see, envision. But also speak all the language, computer science, mechanical engineering, electronics, also recently we started biology. Speaking all the language to make it happen, implement is very important. But also in the end, the artifact have to reach the level to inspire people like art piece. So envision, embody, and inspire is some very important guiding principle to really stimulate us. So today I'd like to thank to John Maeda for kind invitation to here. Also all the audience kindly listening to my talk. That's great. Also thank you for great talk which inspired me. But I have a plan of future. So I go to a bit different space in 2050, maybe a bit more area. But the most important message is all together. All are gone by 2100. But our grandchildren are still living in 2200s. Our retirement or end of life is never end of the world. It continues to exist. So there's a single question I've been asking myself every day, also my students, what do you want to leave for those living in 2200? How do you want to be remembered? That drives me and my students and us work so hard like crazy. So 2200 is just simple numbers, but the vision of our futures. Why this matter? because life has set end point, but the future is never ending. We love technology, we develop technology, but the important thing is technology soon become obsolete. But true vision is everlasting. So 2200 is a concrete message. What kind of dream or vision you want to live for the people living in 2200s, for our grandchildren or grand students? Thank you very much for your kind attention.